All right, we're back. Tonight, actually, 2 o'clock in the morning, we've got a purple 1/8 ounce number 4 sickle hook in the vise, painted candy purple. I've been itching to tie this jig because I really like that color. So let's give it a shot. Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. And this is what we are going to be using for the tail. It's just a bass skirt material. We're going to use a little bit of purple out of it. We're going to use a little bit of white out of it. We are going to be using Cascade, New Age Chanel, and this is Midnight Fire. There's reds, there's purples in it. I think it'll go pretty good with this jig head. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. I think we're going to use black thread. Let's see how it comes out. Let's do it. Do me a favor, go put some heat on my truck, please. Huh? Laying up there somewhere. All right, so we're going to wrap right behind the head. And I know a lot of people who tie sickle hooks will say go all the way to the bend. I still don't. I don't go any further than the tip of the hook. We'll wrap it back up. We're going to be kind of sparing at first with that base wrap just to see how thick this jig is actually going to come out. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our skirt, make sure all the strands are all separated. I'm going to kind of feel between my fingers on about how much I want. That's going to come out to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 strands, 9 strands. We're going to cut it a little bit long. We can trim it off when we get it in the vise, and there's going to be some left over that you're just not going to be able to use. That's about what we got. That's about how thick it is. And it might not be enough, and it might be too much, but we are going to try on our first jig. Always make it your practice one. Give it a nice, good, loose wrap there at first. Make sure you got all your strands tied in. And I believe I got them all. And then we're going to kind of let go of your tail. And that way it ends up covering the front and bottom of your hook. So take it all the way back to the tip of your hook. Bring it all the way back. That ain't too bad. That filled up pretty good. I like how it come out. Seems about right. We're going to cut off these little flyaways. Right there. Give it a little bit of a haircut. Now we got it that far. Now we're going to figure out what kind of flash we want in it. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to straighten all that out. I got a couple that got wrapped up around the hook. I'm just going to even it out. Get a little bit on both sides. And we're going to stick it back in that vise now that I know that I like how it wrapped. Give it one more. Just try to pull some more of those down. And I think for our flash, we are going to use... See what we got. See what I got. Let's use this. Let's put some of this in it because this will actually take the color of whatever it's close by. I don't know how good you can see that, but you can kind of see it'll start to kind of turn purple a little bit. But it sure as hell didn't right there, did it? But when I laid it down here beside the rest of that skirt, it's got kind of a purple shine to it. So we're going to clip off one big long strand. We're going to double it over. Put it right behind the head of the jig. Wrap it to the hook. Then we're going to pull the rest of that back up. And we're going to tie that in. A couple pieces there that got away from me. And then we're going to put our scissors in that loop, pull back and cut it. Can't really see it very good there, but it's got a pretty good flash to it. I like that. So now let's try this chenille. It's the first time I've tried this. Cascade New Age chenille. Got this at Plateau Fly Shop. Excellent colors they got down there in their store. If you live here in Missouri and you're close to Springfield, go in there and check them out. They've got a selection for tying normal flies like you wouldn't believe. And they've got a pretty good selection of anything you need for tying crappie jigs, bluegill jigs. Got it wrapped down to the hook. Going to take our Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. We're going to give it a good coat right there. And these jigs are for Ron Wyatt. I think they were headed to Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sounds like maybe Kentucky Lake, Barkley, maybe Reelfoot, where they're going to end up fishing. And we're going to start wrapping, keeping your chenille as close as you can to each other. Kind of almost an overlap, but not quite an overlap. And when you get up here close to the head, you're going to want your chenille on the other side of the thread. So we're going to wrap it on down. And then we're going to come over on this side, pull it back, tie it down. Pull your chenille back the other way, tie it a couple more times, pretty tight. Come back over, wrap it again. Cut the rest of that chenille off right there. Let's do the whip finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I actually went 6. Do another 3 more on it. 1, 2, 3. Call it done. Pull it down good tight. Get the rest of that thread off. Let's get a little glue up on the neck of that. And we'll call this one done. I'm gonna do 5 1/8 ounce and 5 1/16 ounce. What's going to be the name of that one? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. But it came out pretty good. I like it. And I think I'm going to leave the tail that long, and I'm going to let the guy who's getting them decide if he wants to trim them. Pretty cool looking crappie jig. Bluegill jig, walleye jig, bass jig, whatever you want to do with it. It'll come out good. I like that. Like those purple colors. Those dark. Do another one the exact same way. So I had a friend of mine message me tonight. He'd been fishing down at Lake of the Ozarks. He was using my crappie jigs. Caught him some really good fish. Big Dave Fishing. Look him up on YouTube. When you type in for the search, Big Dave Fishing, one word. Don't put no spaces in between it. Check his channel out. Subscribe to him. he's going to be showing what my jigs do on Lake of the Ozarks. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing it. So check him out. His video will be coming up pretty soon. I'm not sure when he was going to put it up, but if you go to his channel, subscribe, hit that bell, you'll know when it comes up. But I'm pretty excited to see what he got. He has some really good fish. Said he limited it out in, I think, less than 2 hours. One of the best days he ever had on the lake. I'm going to try to do this one the exact same way. We're going to try to pull off a little bit of purple, a little bit of white. Some of them might have more white in them. Some of them might have more purple in them. But I think that's just kind of the, I don't know, I think it's kind of the way they should come out. You know, it's a hand-tied jig. Every one of them are just might be just a little bit different. I try to get them as close as I can to match each other, but sometimes you don't get exactly the same amount of tail material, maybe the same amount as flash. Check him out, Big Dave Fishing. Give him a like, subscribe, and if you want to see my jigs in action, he's going to do it. I wish it was me putting them in action, but haven't really had a lot of chance to go. Getting ready to put my truck in the shop, so I'm going to be down the truck for a few days, a few weeks maybe. I hate that right there at the crappie spawning, getting ready to start spawning, and don't have my truck. We might be doing a little bit of bank fishing, dock fishing. And I know Zach ain't got no problem with that. He loves going down and fish on the dock. And I think I've got my Wi-Fi problem straightened out. I think we're going to go back to doing live feeds on Sunday night. It seemed like it worked pretty good yesterday, so we're going to give it a shot and go back to it. I got a stand coming for my camera, so hopefully instead of just seeing this, you're seeing what he's supposed to be doing in the background, what I'm doing. And you have the opportunity, you know, to be able to ask us both questions and see what's going on. Maybe we'll get him on the vise Sunday and get him tying a little bit. He does pretty good. And that water running, I apologize for that. I was going to figure out a way to make it quiet while I was doing videos, but I keep all my minnows in that tank. It's kind of loud. But experiment with your jigs. You know, I had a guy ask me questions today about using thread. Biggest problem why I don't get all my thread at Walmart and use embroidery thread is because most, and I know they make them, most of the spools of thread I got at Walmart won't fit your bobbin. But they do make bobbins that are bigger where you could use those spools. I've got so many bobbins. The price of the thread at the fly shop is pretty equal to the price of thread at Walmart. So that's what I stick to. I go to the fly shop, I get most of mine. I've picked some up at Bass Pro. But if you're, you know, at a Walmart or if you're at Hobby Lobby or someplace like that and they got thread and you think it'll fit that bobbin, give it a shot and see. There's no To me, there's no, you absolutely have to do it this way, and you absolutely have to use this to achieve that. Experiment, see what you can find, see what you can get. I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought let's see, big ostrich feathers. And they make pretty cool looking jigs too. You just use like, you know, that much of the ends of them. I found them there in white, I found them in black, and I don't use them enough. They actually make really cool looking jigs. Experiment with things. You find something, give it a shot. Jig number 2. Got a good name for it, send me a message, let me know. If you got something and you want to see me tied up, you can send it to me. Eric Massey Jig Company, P.O. Box 803, Bolivar, Missouri 65613. If you know you got some jig heads at home you want to see me tie something with, send them to me. I'll tie them up. I might even be able to send them back to you. Might be able to work out some kind of deal. You got jig heads that need painted. This kid back here is the master painter. You know, we can work out a deal, come up with the price, we get him painting them. But I think that is all I got tonight. Anything you want to add to it? Because you're so quiet when we do videos, always. No. This kid is never quiet unless the camera's turned on, except for when his little head peeks over my shoulder and stuff like that. Yeah. But if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, send me a message, let me know what you think. I'm out of here, YouTube. Y'all have a good night. Yeah, see, right there.